Most motorcycle owners would never dream of handing the keys to their pride and joy over to a complete beginner. But what if the thrill of the unknown, the curiosity of seeing what happens when you mix raw power with zero experience, is just too tempting to resist? Today, I'm doing something that's equal parts wild, nerve-wracking, and, let's be honest, maybe a little bit stupid. I'm letting a total newbie, someone who's never even sat on a motorcycle before, ride my $20,000 superbike. This isn't just any bike, it's a Ducati Panigale V4, a machine that's as much a work of art as it is a feat of engineering. And the person I'm trusting with it? My buddy Alex, whose experience with two wheels is limited to the occasional bicycle ride and maybe a golf cart at best. Why am I doing this? Partly for the content, partly for the adrenaline, and partly because I want to see if a complete beginner can handle a beast like this without disaster. Stick around because what happens next might surprise you, and it might just change the way you think about motorcycles, risk, and trust. What makes this bike so special? Before we get to the chaos, let's talk about what makes this bike so special. The Ducati Panigale V4 is a legend in the superbike world. With over 200 horsepower, carbon fiber bodywork, and a symphony of electronics, traction control, ABS, multiple riding modes, it's designed to go fast, stop on a dime, and carve corners with surgical precision. The engine revs to a screaming 14,000 RPM, and the brakes are so powerful they could stop a freight train. Every inch of this bike is built for performance, and every detail is a reminder that this is not a toy. It's a machine that demands respect, skill, and a healthy dose of fear. I've spent countless hours tuning, cleaning, and just admiring this bike in my garage. The thought of a complete beginner swinging a leg over it? My stomach is in knots just thinking about it. Meet Alex, the brave newbie. Now, let's meet Alex. He's a good friend from college, always up for an adventure, but when it comes to anything with an engine, he's a total rookie. His driving resume includes his mom's minivan and, on a wild day, maybe a golf cart. When I told him about this idea, his reaction was priceless, equal parts excitement and terror. "You're actually going to let me ride that?" he asked, eyes wide. I could see the gears turning in his head, and honestly, I was feeling the same mix of anticipation and dread. This bike is my baby, and the idea of a newbie taking it for a spin is enough to make any owner sweat bullets. Safety. First, gearing up and ground rules. Safety, of course, is non-negotiable. Before Alex even got near the bike, I made sure he was fully geared up. A high-quality full-face helmet, armored jacket, gloves, reinforced pants, and proper boots. No shortcuts, no exceptions. We met up in a big, empty parking lot. No traffic, no pedestrians, just plenty of space for Alex to get a feel for the bike without any added pressure. Before we even thought about starting the engine, I gave him a crash course on the basics. Clutch, throttle, brakes, balance. I explained how the clutch engages the engine, how the throttle controls speed, and how the brakes work together to bring the bike to a stop. Alex was nodding along, but I could tell he was overwhelmed. His questions were classic beginner stuff. So, the left hand does the clutch, but the right foot does the brake. Wait, what? I had to laugh, but I made sure he understood the essentials before we moved on. First impressions, getting a feel for the machine. With the basics covered, it was time for Alex to get a feel for the bike. I had him sit on the Ducati while it was off, just to get used to the weight and balance. At nearly 400 pounds, it's a lot to handle, especially for someone who's never ridden before. I showed him how to hold the clutch, shift into first gear, and gently roll on the throttle. He practiced the motions a few times, hands shaking a bit but focused. The first win? He didn't drop the bike. That alone was a relief. The engine roars. The moment of truth. Then came the moment of truth. I fired up the engine and the roar of the V4 filled the parking lot. It's a sound that sends chills down your spine, a mix of power and potential. Alex's face was a mix of awe and, "What have I gotten myself into?" I told him to keep the clutch in and just walk the bike forward, getting a feel for it moving. He nodded, pulled in the clutch, and started inching forward. The bike was barely moving, but you'd think he was breaking the sound barrier. "I'm doing it!" he shouted, and I couldn't help but laugh. This was already more entertaining than I'd hoped. From walking to riding. The first real ride. After a few minutes of walking the bike, it was time to actually ride. I told Alex to ease out the clutch and give it just a tiny bit of throttle. "Tiny, Alex," I emphasized. "This bike's got more power than you're ready for." He took a deep breath, started to let the clutch out, and the bike lurched forward. My heart skipped a beat, but Alex kept it together, rolling forward at a cautious pace. I jogged alongside, ready to grab the bike if things went south, but he was doing okay. It was shaky, but he was moving. Confidence and cockiness, the throttle incident. As Alex gained a little confidence, he started to get bolder. After a few laps at walking speed, he picked up the pace, grinning like a kid on Christmas. "This is easy," he yelled. Famous last words. I told him to try a gentle turn, leaning his body slightly. He started the turn, and for a moment it looked like he had it. Then, a little too much throttle, and the bike surged forward. The front wheel lifted just a bit, and Alex's eyes went wide. I sprinted next to him, yelling, "Clutch! Pull the clutch!" Somehow, he managed to stop the bike before disaster struck. My superbike was still in one piece, and so was Alex. We took a break, both of us shaking from the adrenaline. Learning curve. Progress. After the scare, after the near miss, I gave Alex some more pointers. Mainly, don't grab the throttle like it's a stress ball. He listened, and when we got back to it, he was much more cautious. He started doing slow laps, focusing on smooth clutch and throttle control. I could see him starting to respect the bike's power, keeping his movements deliberate and controlled. He was shifting into second gear, making smoother turns and braking gently. It was real progress, and I started to relax just a little. Why take the risk? The real reason behind the experiment. Now, you might be wondering why I'd risk my $20,000 superbike for this experiment. Part of it is the thrill of the unknown. Can a total beginner handle a machine like this? Part of it is wanting to share the experience of riding something incredible with someone who's never felt that rush. And yes, part of it is for the content. I knew this would make for an epic video, and I wasn't wrong. But there's also something special about seeing someone discover the joy of riding for the first time, even if it's on a bike that's way out of their league. The speed run, pushing the limits, safely. To push things a bit further, I set up a short speed run in the parking lot. Nothing crazy, just a straight shot to feel the bike's power. I marked out a safe path and told Alex to keep it under 20 miles an hour. Smooth inputs, Alex, no heroics. He lined up, gave me a thumbs up, and took off. This time he was smoother, more confident. He hit about 15 miles an hour and came to a clean stop, grinning from ear to ear. "Dude, that was insane. I get why you love this thing." That moment made all the anxiety worth it. Building skills, from wobbles to wins. We kept practicing, letting Alex build his confidence. He tried tighter turns, shifted up to third gear for a moment, and really started to look like he knew what he was doing. I was impressed by how quickly he picked it up, but I kept reminding him to stay humble. This bike could humble anyone, even the most experienced riders. By the end of the session, Alex had ridden my superbike for over an hour without any major incidents. No crashes, no scratches, no $20,000 repair bills. I was proud of him and a little proud of myself for trusting him. Debrief. Lessons learned and first impressions. We wrapped up with a debrief. Alex admitted he had no idea how much skill and focus riding a motorcycle takes. "I thought it was just like driving a car, but faster," he said. "This is way harder, but way more fun." He talked about how the bike felt alive, how every movement mattered. Hearing him describe that feeling reminded me of my own first ride. The mix of fear and excitement that hooks you for life. So what's the takeaway? First, superbikes are no joke. They're incredible machines, but they're not for beginners, at least not without serious supervision and a safe environment. Second, anyone can learn to ride with the right guidance, caution, and willingness to listen. Alex proved that today, going from zero to riding a superbike in just a couple of hours. And third, sometimes taking a risk, like letting a newbie ride your prized bike, can lead to some amazing moments. Watching Alex go from terrified to confident was one of the coolest things I've seen. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you'd ever let a beginner ride your bike.